Hi everyone, I'm so excited to share this webinar with you. I'm Lauren Bell and it's kind of a long one, so I'm gonna just jump right in. I'm going to share my screen so you can see my presentation. Okay, all right. So I'm Lauren Bell, my company is Global Consulting. And I'm a energy consultant and HERS rater. And I'm presenting the Super 8 Bio-Vitality Tiny Community Project. So, real estate in California is big business. The real estate lobby is the second largest. Not only home prices are astronomical and unaffordable for even middle income families, but rents are too high and it's forcing some families to double up, meaning multiple families in one home. The NPR reported that LA County has 600,000 residents who are severely rent burdened. Now, some business gurus say that rent as an expense should only be about 1/3 of your total household expenses, whereas many people are experiencing 50 to upwards of 70% rent burden, which leaves very little room for other expenses or to a capacity to save. Now, we have lived in our home without heat for 4 years, and it's not because the owner doesn't want to fix it. It's because that we haven't been able to get a contractor out to come crawl around in our tiny, shallow attic. It's about a 212 pitch, and they just don't want to do the job. So we also have single pane windows and almost no insulation. The electrical is old and works sporadically. So in just the Central Coast counties, or this county, San Luis Obispo, we have upwards of 120,000 housing units that need similar upgrades and repairs. And these are the upgrades and repairs are measures like the heating and cooling system, the insulation, air sealing, water heating, windows, maybe some appliances need to be upgraded. So those are the kinds of upgrades and repairs that I'm talking about. So last year we looked at buying a house similar to the one that we rent, and it would be a fixer-upper, and found that our mortgage would go up about $1,200 more than we pay in rent right now, and all of the repairs would come out of our own pocket. We'd be responsible for that, as well as any kind of insurance and taxes. So it was just infeasible. So what we have found that on the Central Coast, there are several new developments that are coming out in the news, and the developers are marketing them as affordable for working residents. So the chart that they were using for the income guidelines to describe working resident is making $190,000 a year. And I asked around, I did my research, and even the top administration is not making that much money a year. So what they're using as marketing for affordability and for a working professional is deceptive. Further, I have found that the contractors, as an energy professional and a HERS rater, going behind contractors to make sure that they build to the code as a special energy inspector, I get to see the quality of the construction that is being done. And developers contract with the lowest bidders on their projects. They have incentives to use cheap products, to use subpar contractors, and to cut corners. The quality of the homes is generally poor. They're built with traditional building methods and don't consider the health of the occupants who are going to be living there. So, for example, a client of mine had to move out of her 1970s house because she was getting sick there. And she moved into a new condo that was about 1 year old. And I walked into the home and I could distinctly smell the plastic vinyl products as a separate smell from the glues that were used to install those things. So, people are, especially children, are living and breathing in these kinds of homes day and night, and the products and chemicals used to install are the last thing on developers' minds that the products that they're using that impact human health. Now, we have in California a mild climate, and there are a lot of microclimates all over the country, but there are particular systems in a home that need to be addressed properly at the beginning of the build that drastically impact health of the occupants and the durability of the structure. So in the walls, air sealing is more important to me, in my opinion, than insulation. And yet we have minimum requirements for insulation, but nothing enforceable for air sealing. It's a pet peeve to me to walk into a new home and feel a draft. There's no reason that should happen. No reason that a new home should cost more to operate than an old home. So, and I'm finding that the size of systems are generally grossly larger than they need to be, especially in a home that has been air sealed. Installers, it's required in California for installers to be designing systems in an approved software such as RightSoft, and to be calculating the size of the equipment that is needed according to the load calculations. And it is very rare that I am finding contractors, installers that are even doing that. They do some kind of a written out form that is not an approved method. It does not work. The calculations from handwritten to actually modeled savings or modeled loads is vastly different. So I've already described some of the materials issues, but I need to mention that so many different materials that are off-gassing in a home accumulate in the air, contributing to poor indoor air quality. And further exacerbating those issues are the occupants' lack of education around the products that they use, such as cosmetics and cleaning chemicals, along with lifestyle habits such as using candles and plug-in air fresheners. So people's immune systems are becoming really overloaded with toxic particulates, and they treat them with drugs, thinking that the doctors are thinking this will help you, just throwing drugs at it. And it's not actually, or it gives the people not good enough recovery, not good enough treatment, so that maybe they have to take more and more of whatever they have been prescribed. So it's a problem that I am committed to offering education and solutions for. One solution that is gaining traction is the tiny house movement. Tinies offer so many solutions for people. One of the major solutions that a tiny truly offers is that it is affordable. The mortgage for a tiny home is around $500 a month, a drastic reduction from even a $3,000 or a $2,000 payment, a house payment, rent, or mortgage. I'm seeing some mortgages that are $4,600, and the rents that are up to $5,000. So tinies are also built quickly. So if someone needs to be removed from a sick home for recovery, a tiny can offer a quick solution. My idea is to take the tiny home movement to the next level. Building tinies in series can provide a number of compounding benefits for both developers and buyers. Introducing the Super 8 BioVitality Tiny House Series. 8 tiny homes would be built on trailers. Each tiny would be a high performance featuring passive solar and support the health and vitality of the occupants. There is a golden opportunity. First, the 8 local contractors may volunteer to build these tiny homes. In volunteering, each team of volunteer groups would be given education on building assemblies and practices that they can then incorporate into their traditional building services. They would be educated on integrating systems as well as materials and passive principles. Cost effectiveness would be illustrated throughout the process, showing and proving that better building techniques are cost competitive with traditional building methods. Since tinies can be built rapidly, each team would build one tiny house in 2 or 3 weekends. Publicity around this project can bring leads for each contractor volunteer group on the project. A second benefit is that these tinies would be marketed as high-performance, bio-vital, and passive solar. It is expected that they will cost slightly higher than other tiny homes which may use lower quality reclaimed or reused materials. However, they would each come with a price tag around $100,000, which is still well within the affordability for a working professional, couple, or small family. The third benefit, I want to mention this last thing, is that building tinies in series is expected to show that they can be more profitable for builders when built in series as opposed to one at a time. But then the series is, there's not so many of them in the series to flood the market, and it's more like a small batch artisan product that allows for fresh design and more education opportunities for more contractors. The third benefit is that, and one that I'm particularly fond of, is the ability to track health benefits and assign cost savings to those benefits. To my knowledge, there has only been one project in Washington State that had built a high-performance regular home, a regular custom, not a custom, but a single-family home. It wasn't a tiny house, and they were able to track the health benefit. But in that case, we did not know the baseline health of the occupant or what the original issue was, health issue. And in this case, tinies would be tracked with the baseline health issue of bio-toxin illness, which is where the patient is literally becoming sick from their home. And doctors cannot treat the patients with bio-toxin illness until the exposure to the toxin is eliminated, making this series of tiny homes highly desirable and of interest to not just the building community, but the health community. So we've talked a little bit about health tracking. Why is that important? For customers who have allergies, asthma, cancer, COPD, and other any other inflammatory immune issues, the benefit of knowing what cost savings would be in a traditional home versus a high-performance home or a bio-vital home is giving people greater ability to make decisions when it comes to retrofitting or remodeling projects on their homes. It would give buyers a greater ability to make decisions in purchasing a new home or building a custom new construction home. Purchasing a new home that's already been built versus a custom built home. It would give people greater ability to ask questions of their contractors, changing the market by demanding better, healthier, and more cost-effective homes. If that weren't enough benefit for this project, all the materials would be sustainably sourced, clean materials. Consideration for the life cycle costs, the environmental impact, or benefits, adding to the marketability of this tiny series. Contractors working on these tinies would be introduced to new products, learn proper installation practices, and learn better high-performance building assemblies. Buyers and occupants would learn what is a smart home and how it is operated differently than traditional homes. The Super 8 BioVitality Tiny Home Series offers true freedom to buyers. These tinies can be made off-grid, resource independent. Mobile tiny homes creating their own on-site energy, buyers will be free from ongoing energy expenses. Energy system maintenance costs will be calculated. Having a low mortgage financial freedom is truly within grasp for homeowners, giving people the ability to put money toward health care and savings. All appliances in the home must be energy efficient with careful attention to both weight loads and operational loads. The home must function as a system from all the inputs to waste production and disposal. On-site water treatment would follow a nature-based system such as the John Todd Eco Machine. Energy would be generated with small-scale wind and solar. Each tiny would be NOAA certified, which is a division of INTRNACHI home inspections, and they will be built to park-ready specifications to allow placement in any mobile home park or on private land. Additionally, each tiny will be air tested for before and after initial startup for indoor air quality. An educational manual on how to operate the tinies will accompany each home. The most common size for a tiny home is 24 feet, but the series will include a variety of sizes from 24 feet to 40 feet. They will be available to purchase in a variety of phases, making transport and sourcing local materials easier. Finishes may vary slightly, but they will need to be impermeable and easily cleaned for health-fragile people. And they need to be impermeable so that there can be no sink for any kind of particulates or chemical, or they just can't be permeable to allow any kind of movement of particulates through that material. Okay, so the process of this series build will be written and photo and video documented. We will be creating a business model for builders to show its profitability building tinies in series. This is considered a beneficial community project benefiting individuals with moderate to severe environmental allergies and health problems. Publicity around this project will indicate the level of demand for more affordable, simpler living styles that tiny living can offer. We are asking for an investment of $500,000 to build 8 tiny homes on wheels. We're asking for material sponsorship, along with partnership from local agencies for educational funds, publicity, and process support. We have at least 3 homes already accounted for and would remain local. 1 home is highly anticipated to be accounted for, and the bio-toxin contractor trainer that we have engaged in this project has a wait list already started for these homes. Any other homes that are available will be marketed to wellness and health retreat centers. But we expect the interest of these tinies to be really high and may need to consider a lottery arrangement, possibly with interviews or applications, like a lottery application process. However, the level of interest will indicate the feasibility of future series builds. Each tiny home has a build budget of approximately $50,000, and we have built in a 25% contingency in our asking investment for each home. The trailers are the largest cost and need to be ordered several months in advance. All the costs will be calculated with materials lists shown for duplication and transparency. This project will take place in San Luis Obispo County. Eight local contractor groups will be asked to volunteer their crew teams to build one tiny home. In the process, we expect that will take 2 to 4 weekends during the summer months. Contractor teams will learn high performance and passive solar building techniques with careful attention and consideration for the methods used that can impact human health. Trainers will also come from our local contractor base and include a bio-toxin remediation contractor known to work with the top mold doctor in the country, and another trainer who has 20 years experience building high-performance homes and passive solar homes. We are excited to have potential partnership with the Tri-County Regional Energy Network for training, publicity, and process support. So my name is Lauren Bell, luminary for environmental health and financial freedom, and I'm really excited to share this project with you. I myself struggle with environmental allergies. My home, one of the reasons why we don't use our heating and cooling system is because when we turn it on, both my son and I get sick, and I am like a canary that can smell a sick home in the doorway, in the first breath of a home being open. So what sucks about that is that the canary always dies first, and I want to prolong health for as long as possible. I am really committed to educating builders and homeowners about these issues, and I really believe that everyone deserves to live in a home that not only supports the health and vitality of the people who live there, but also don't break the bank in operating it. So thank you so much for joining me here, and I look forward to talking with you. Please feel free to jot down my contact information and offer any suggestions, solutions, or support. Thank you so much.